Hi, my name is Mark Hundley, and this is Live at 5 for a Wednesday afternoon. It's hump day, it's the middle of the week. We've gotten half the week over, and we have really two more days. Hump day really happens probably about the middle of the day on a Wednesday, but we have about two more days left in this week. And I hope that you've had a good start to the week. I hope you've had a good hump day, and I hope that you have a good rest of the week. I'm having a lot of fun working on and producing, although not very professionally, these Live at 5 videos. Sharing something of value each weekday afternoon means a great deal to me. As a result, I find myself reading about and listening to, watching the world around me a little bit differently than I normally do. I do this so that perhaps viewing these videos, these video clips, might make a difference for someone somewhere in some fashion. So thanks for joining me on this journey. Last week, or yesterday, we ended a series about a conversation that's found in the Velveteen Rabbit. And because series have a tendency to help me think better and plan better, we're starting another series today that's based primarily on Native American proverbs and wisdom, proverbs that come from the various Native American nations and tribes we have in our great country. If you were to visit my office, which I miss because I can't be there as much as I normally am, but if you were to visit my office, you would recognize by walking in the great influence that the Native American cultures have had on my life. And I just love the wisdom that they share because it's so down to earth and often very intriguing. So here we go. The inspiration for today's video actually comes from two sources. One, rock music, and the other from the Navajo people. What a combination, right? Back in 1979, Pink Floyd released a song entitled Comfortably Numb. It's a great song. Now, on the surface, one might think that the song is about drugs. However, that's not the case. According to Roger Waters, the writer of the song, it refers to two times in his life where a disconnection of sorts occurred. The first happened in his childhood when he was ill with a fever, and he experienced a sort of delirium where his hands swelled and his perception was that they were much larger than they needed to be, and he was disconnected from reality. The second occurred when a pre-concert stomach discomfort or tummy ache caused him to seek the assistance of a physician. The resulting treatment almost mimicked his experience from childhood. He found himself comfortably numb once again as a result. Perhaps we can all relate to the feeling of being comfortably numb due to an illness or the subsequent treatment for an ailment that we've experienced. Sometimes the illness or treatment causes us to achieve a comfortably numb state in which we hopefully find healing. The comfortably numb, however, to which I refer, is not caused by an illness we catch or a treatment we take. No, the comfortably numb to which I refer is one created by personal choice. You see, when life becomes too difficult, too challenging, too confusing, many of us choose to numb out in order to avoid challenges associated with purposeful communication, mindful problem solving, and collaborative efforts. Engaging becomes just too much work. The more we choose to avoid the challenges associated with living, the more numb we become. It is a choice. How do we choose to become comfortably numb, you ask? Well, we do so when we choose to ignore facts and call them something else. We do so when we choose to insist that our perspective or personal truth has more merit than the perspectives of others. We do so when we choose to shut down communication because of any discomfort associated with the process itself. We do so when we choose to demand acquiescence from others because we're in charge. We do so when we choose to demean others because they disagree with us. We do so when we choose to make laws that cater to specific special interest groups to the exclusion of the people in general. We do so when we choose to assume that freedom and liberty will always be as it is today without engaging in the processes necessary to nurture and maintain them. I could go on, but I won't. Suffice to say that the more we choose to give in to the comfortably numb state of being, the less effective we are as human beings. How does one become comfortably numb? Well, we choose to do so. How do we alter this state? Honestly, it's difficult, but I believe doable. The second source of inspiration for this video comes from the Navajo proverb that says, "You can't wake a person who is pretending to be asleep." Let me say that again. The Navajos say that you can't wake a person who is pretending to be asleep. When one is comfortably numb, that person is pretending to be asleep. The Navajo believe that it is impossible to wake one who is pretending to be asleep. On the surface, this statement might appear a bit fatalistic. No hope, it says. No way, it asserts. You can't wake someone who is pretending to be asleep. Plain and simple. They say it can't be done, and, maybe they're correct. I don't know. So what are we to do instead? How are we to live, to love, to lead, to serve? How are we to govern? This may seem, what I'm about to say, a bit out of the box, but here goes. Bear with me. We must stop working so hard to wake those who pretend to be asleep. We just have to stop. It's not worth it. We must cease working to convince those who choose to numb out, for those efforts fall on deaf ears. We must stop working to reason with ill logic. Those efforts drain us of our creativity, our energy, and our goodwill. We must instead focus our efforts and energy on those who walk through life paying attention to the struggles of everybody around them. We must focus our energy on those who live to bring peace, justice, and meaning to all. We must stop doing the things that divide and separate and denigrate and begin doing other things that lift people up, move people forward, encourage people to grow. We must refuse to numb out and pretend sleep. We must live on, and we must live with purpose. Now, I hope that you'll just kind of ponder a little bit with me this evening on what it means to pretend to be asleep, what it means to numb out. I know that sometimes it's easy to do so, but it certainly is not very productive. I hope that you have a great evening this evening. I hope you get some rest. I hope you enjoy a great dinner. Relax, watch something good on Netflix or Hulu or something else. I hope you have a good day tomorrow, and I hope to invite you back. I hope you'll join me tomorrow afternoon for Live at 5 for a Thursday. Peace. Take care. Bye-bye.